And oh, there you go.
Don't know why we're not fitting. Hello, everybody. Can you hear us?
Where's the other iPad or the computer?
What?
You see the
This
iPad? I gotta see what to work on.
What now?
Pull it upside and know the order you go.
We just
It was
started.
bright, man. She turned that down. Whew.
Yeah, it's glowing off your face. Say hello
How
when
to
you're
make
joining
Mrs.
us.
Eggs.
Did I turn this off?
This is a
computer?
newer iPad than mine.
Oh, goodness. Sorry, guys. 1 second.
What computer did you turn off? Over
This
there.
one turn off?
I guess.
Hey.
Oh, we're on.
Yeah, we're live.
Now we are live.
1 second. After that 1 week where I couldn't find the go live button, I got a little nervous. So we're trying to be a little earlier. Yay, you can hear us. Jim's still here. Hello.
There's a lot of stuff going on out there.
Yeah, a lot of ukulele events on the interwebs today.
Man, that's shiny.
That is shiny. You're not going to see that. Nope. You're going to blind them.
Yeah, I'm pulling up the series on the learningukulele.com and hitting the guide to ukulele strums. Variety of strums. Accompaniment techniques suitable for singer.
Put it up there.
Suitable for singer-songwriter, or somebody who plays a support role for another instrument. Requires a specific set of skills. Memorization of chords. The ability to switch the chords smoothly. That's the technical hard part. The ability to choose and execute a suitable rhythmic strum, a pattern. Basically, that means identifying the style of the song. So we're basically learning these styles, and we'll switch out some songs that they'll work on. There's Jim.
I wish this computer worked. I can't see Facebook comments
Oh,
from
the
there.
keyboard didn't work up?
I don't know. It's asleep. Our other desktop is asleep and it won't turn back on.
Put the comments up here.
That's right.
All right. So, Guide to Strums, introduction. I already did that.
Everybody got their uke tuned up, ready to
Quick
go.
review. There's videos for all these strums, most of them. Strum, execution of a rhythmic pattern in a particular style at tempo. Now, you learn them not at tempo. You learn them at a slow tempo. It could be figure style for some strums. Earlier, I don't know if you heard it, I was playing so I see people always teaching the bossa nova strum online there, and they're strumming it, calling it like bossa nova. Need the buzzer. Nope. Basically, the ukulele will assume what the guitar roll is in bossa nova. So, best way to really learn what that roll is to go and just pull up Antonio Carlos Jobim, the person really responsible, him and Stan Getz, for the bossa nova craze Latin style in America. It's one of the Latin styles from Brazil, one of many Latin styles down there. Samba is another common one that was imported, but the bossa nova. And Astro Jaber and his wife, can't never pronounce her name. The big hit they had, one of them was a Girl from Ipanema. And the guitar, they did it in D flat. But the roll with the guitar does is they have the extra bass strings and stuff. But I'm going to do my low G. It's basically like a thumb style. And then plucking with the other fingers. So I'm going to do a D flat 6/9. I'm just going to demo the first part of Girl from Ipanema. I typically do it in the key of F. A lot of people do it in F. But I'm going to pick the original key of D flat to match the singer's vocals in the recording. So I'm going to do is 6/9. If you want to try to play along, I'll tell you what the chords are. You just sort of figure them out a little bit. But we're going to learn a legit bossa nova style. It's a finger style, not a strumming thing. Then we'll get to the strums. So number wise, it's 3 3 4 4. This is a D flat 6/9. And your each finger, thumb and 3 fingers are just going to play their assigned strings. Pluck them.
Oh,
So you're
sorry.
either going to strum the thumb by itself, and then these 3 up. So it's a very syncopated jazz style. So that's the 1 chord, the D flat. Now I'm transposing this in my mind from the key of F. So I have done a harmonic analysis years and years ago. So I know it goes from the 1 chord up to the 2. The 2 chord is the 7th chord in this song, which means it goes from D flat to E flat. So it's E flat 7. I'll make it a 13. So here's the numbers: 6, 7, 8, 6. This is a D flat 13. It's going to sound exactly like the recording a little bit. So I'll go back and start over. D flat 6, 9. Then just lift these 2 fingers off and you have the E flat minor 7, the 2 chord in the key. Then just slide down 1 fret, add the 2nd finger back in, and you'll get a D7. That's the flat 2, 7 of the key. Then it does the D flat 6, 9 again. And to support the melody of the song, when you go and end on the D flat 7, you want to flat the 5. If you took and went through every one of my videos for the Chord a Day series, started in January, I've been running it since 2013, I believe, really long. And this year I added videos for every single chord, 91 videos. That was a job. Geez.
Wow.
And so flat 5, here's the 5th, move it so it's a flat 5 chord. So I'm gonna play it like. All right, so that's like a bossa nova style versus this. Right, so that was strumming it using the same rhythms predominantly, but to me it just is. There's no sense in like dumbing down songs and chords to songs that you want to be able to play. Bring yourself up to the level of the song. So that song definitely should be finger style. You can't really sing it. Tall and tan, young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema goes walking, and when she's walking, each one's, I don't know the words here. I only know the first few parts of the words in the melody, but that's not my key either. That was a female key. So by identifying the style and the technique that is used, and in certain song situations, Latin bossa nova would be finger style on the ukulele versus strumming, sort of doing what the guitar roll, accompaniment roll would do. So you can listen to what they do. All right, so how much of a review we won't do. We'll dive into some new strums, because we did the rock heavy, which is basically all those double 2 rhythmic pairs that we sort of talked about in the finger picking workshop, and a lot of it's online. But basically that's our down, down, up, for a regular light version. Accent beats 2 and 4. Right? Light version, heavy version. We did the 12/8. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Right? I'm bailing out a lot of these so we can get to the new stuff. Shuffle.
And it's all on.
It's all on the series, the Guide to Ukulele Strums series. It shows up on the first page of this series.
Or the / strums.
Yeah, you can actually type in, I think you can type in the series, type in strums. Yep. learningukulele.com//strums.
Yeah.
Or go to the series. So Guide to Ukulele Strums. All right. So 12/8 shuffle. Now we're up to a new one. double time, double time. Get giddy here after a bunch of this. So everybody, there's a lot of ukulele stuff going on today in the interwebs.
Yeah.
Craig and Sarah doing theirs.
Little Rev was live at the Mountain Dulcimer.
Down south there's some overseas. We won't mention anybody that doesn't mention us. But yeah, a lot going on.
Check out
Yep.
Sarah and Craig's for our discount on our
We're
website.
doing a big discount.
15% off.
Yep. And
site-wide.
I'm running my big sale on my
learningukulele.com.
Yep, $149 lifetime access. Never have to pay a subscription again. Complete access to everything that's on there. Getting close to 700 lessons.
That's $30 off.
Yeah, 100 videos or more. There's like 50 books or something. I've written like 30, almost 40 books for ukulele.
And you get a free 1 hour
session with me. Yeah.
Work on anything you want.
Right. Yep. You can just email me and we can set some time up. Especially now that we're sort of working from home. I'm flexible. It's East Coast time, so I'm pretty much available anywhere from like 9 in the morning till midnight. Right. Now, double time. We'll just strum down and up, but we subdivide the beat into 4. So basically we have to count 4 times in a 4-beat measure. So what we do is we can start with our internationally muted chord. Just put your fingers lightly across every string and strum down, up, down, up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. 1. Now, if you don't count it, it could be really fast whole notes, half notes, quarter notes. It could be anything. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. It's like a train. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you get quicker, you get lighter. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Now this strum works really well with, I don't know if we went over it. Seems like we did last time.
I don't know.
A bar chord works really well, like B flat. We'll move it up to C. So this is 5, 4, 3, 3. Yeah, just strum down and up, and then just squeeze the chord once in a while.
Oh, so you're just laying your fingers on the strings a little bit to mute them,
yeah,
and
then I'll squeeze. You'll see from here. You see my hand will squeeze. If you do it all together, they sort of just start to run into each other. So you get that like funk sound. Double time is like a funk.
Cool.
I make beats 2 and 4 louder, just accented. Go to B flat. Back to C. Now you can do this too. A little cool trick is on beat 4, I'll play the chord in between. So I do. So that goes on beat 4. Now you can mix this with the rock heavy, rock light, any one of those patterns, where the beat subdivided in half. Sometimes you can even think of it as 4/4, just really sped up to the point where it's 2/4.
It's an easy way to spice up your.
Now it sounds really good with 7th chords. Now if you're doing like say a C7, just mute with the other fingers. Let's do a blues with this. What the heck? It's pretty cool. So I'm going to do C7. I'm going to go to F7.
Me trying to jump.
Now, if your practicing sounds really good, you're not practicing and learning new stuff. So you should sound really bad while you're doing this. So C7, F7, C7, and we're going to go to G7. We'll do 4 of C, 2 of F, 2 of C, 4 of G7, then back to C. So that's a basic 12-bar blues you should memorize.
Kind of dazed out there.
4, yep. 4 of C7, F7, 2 measures, C7, 2 measures, G7, 2 measures, C7, 2 measures. That's 11 and 12. So measure 1, measure 2, measure 3, measure 4, come to F7. Back to C7. One more C7. Here comes G7. Kelly almost went to the F7 because that feels a really common blues chord progression is to do the G7 for one measure and then go to the F7, then to the C7, then add a turn back. The blues is a whole other subject. There'll be some videos on that at some point because the blues is the heart of all American music. Now this chord sound really good. Let's take this F7.
Let me go F7, C7, F7.
Yeah, well, we're going to do this now. We're going to turn these into ninth chords, especially on the F. We're going to take the F7 and let's add our pinky to string 1, fret 4. So now we're playing every string with a finger so we can actually just release the pressure and mute. Now the blues is at the heart of all American music: rock, blues, jazz, R&B, country, folk, everywhere. It's shown up everywhere. I was going to go for a big word, but I sort of didn't think I was going to be able to pronounce it right. It's permeated. There you go. There it is. It's permeated all styles of music.
The way you've been talking today, you don't know if you can hit that one.
I'm not going to. Yeah, it's like going for that chord, and you don't have 100% confidence you're going to be able to hit it. So you have a fallback. You need a fallback on anything difficult that you attempt. So,
hey Tim.
So 7th chords in jazz, there's a saying that you never play a straight 7th chord. You make it like a 9th, an altered chord or something. So we're going to take the F7 and we're going to raise the F note on string 2 frets. So it's going to be a 2, 3, 3, 3. You can cram 3 in there like that. Right? That's an F7 to an F9. It's a direct substitute for F7. You don't have to tell anybody you're doing it. Right? The C7. We want to raise the C to D, so just add your second finger to string 3 close to your nose, fret 2. That's C7. See how that sounds very haunting and ominous, very dark, right? The G7. The G is here on string 4, so you can do that G7. The high G will sound fine. On my low G, it won't sound that great. So I'm going to do something else. Right?
I haven't been playing much. My fingernails are too long.
Yeah, you might change it. So C like 1, 2. Now as you're counting it out, like 1, 2, 3, 4 internally, you'll be switching to like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Now we're in the 3rd measure. 4th, here comes F7. Back to C7 or C7. That's what I'm doing tonight. Or just do G7. So C7. So double time. Now if you take that F9 and we move it to a funky key, like go up to G flat. That James Brown sound. Now I go back to F9. So I took F7. Maybe we know F7 like this. We add our pinky to string 1. That gives us all 4 notes of the F7. F, A, C, E flat. I'm going to raise the F on string 2.
Hitting them with
fret 1. You're getting a lot of information. Yeah. I'm raising that to G. So you can borrow 1 and 2 if you want. It feels a little awkward. I think it's awkward. So I'm going to take my third finger and put it flat across
Were you-
those strings.
You were barring the second and only strings 2 and 3.
Yeah,
on
my
the,
first finger is just playing this note
I
on
like that.
string. Then I'm taking my third finger. Seems a little easier. Right now, I'm going to move it up to G flat for a funky key. So I have this bad fingering. So I'm just
Oh my
playing
God.
this note. Yep. So
What are you doing?
so that's a G flat 9, but it's a ninth chord. So I'm going to slide it though. Move it up to G if you want. Something interesting about that, right? The G. It's a familiar sound we hear. So it sounds very bold. The G flat sounds very dark. So each key, each chord, they have different sound, even if they're the same chord type. All right? So that's like a funk thing. Now, if you go back and do figure 2 and 1, you can pop in your pinky 2 frets higher for a 13th. All right? It's just 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. On the video, it's a blur. It's just like this twisty motion. Like the old, what do they call that? Chaka?
Shaka.
Shaka. Twisty. Now, some people can tuck their fingers under and help their finger with their thumb. But to me, I think I like my fingers out because then I can move them a lot faster.
Yeah, it's like lighter that way.
Yeah, that's right. It's like, here it's like
Heavy.
less
Feels
control.
heavy,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Yep.
And I can't get the big range.
Now, when you're doing this double time, you skip any downbeat, any upbeat. So like
I want to see it. I want to see it again. I want to see what again?
I'm just on C there, C7. Now you can take any chord you want, and if you raise the root 2 frets, you get a ninth chord if it started out as a 4-part chord, like a C7 or a major 7. If you raise it, the root 2 frets, this is C major 9, C major 7, C major 9, C7, C9, right? C minor. Is that C minor? Somewhere there. Or you ever say C minor? Right. There it is there. C minor 7. I was looking for C minor 7 in the open position. It's like, I forgot it. Right? But raise any chord, any note, any root of a chord 2 frets and you get a ninth. If it started out as a triad, it becomes an add 9 or an add 2.
Chords or strums?
We're doing strums now. Right? Double time. I want you to just go some cool chords for double time. Because this, open position chords just don't sound that great with double time. Because you really need that percussive stuff in there. It's a good reason to do C with your first finger, right? All right, so that's double time. All right, a gallop strum. Gallop. Gallop. Funny word, huh? A gallop on rock music is done a lot in like heavy metal with power 5s. So again, that's based on 4 in one measure. So we're going to strum down on the 1 and then down up on the 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, down, down, up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's quick, like sounds like a horse galloping, right? Now I'm going to play a power 5 chord. I'm going to do which was I at? That was like a B flat. Let's make it A. So put your first finger on string 4, fret 2. Third finger on string 3, fret 4. Pinky. Well, you can just do these and leave the rest of these open. That's an A5. So now, I'll count it off. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Now it's really quick though, so it has that same sort of double time, just moving them fingers fast. Like that's cool stuff.
I don't know if I'm doing it right when I get
Let's do
faster.
C5. A really good friend who passed away, Gordon Valesco. He had
That's pretty.
He had a song he did on C5. He always started with it, and it just started like the Hawaiian drum kind of just banging on it. It's very drum, very percussive sound. So you just bar strings 1 and 2 at fret 3. This is a C5, a power 5 chord, and you can hit all the strings. If you have a low G, this will really sound like power. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I notice on these strums too, I'm always just starting with a 1, no matter what the beat is. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Not because I can't do it and it doesn't really serve a good purpose. That if you play these rhythms and the strums correctly and always keep track of beat 1, you don't have to count all the beats. The beats will take care of themselves. So I'm just counting to 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I know I did it 4 times subconsciously. We can track things in like 3s and 4s pretty easily.
Why isn't that in? Why do we see that more? That chord.
I don't know. It's a really
neat
cool chord.
Yeah.
It is really cool. You can do it with fingers 2 and 3 if you want, or 3 and 4. If you do it with 3 and 4, I can throw the A note in just for the heck of it. You can put other notes in just for kicks.
Oh. You lost it there.
Yeah, experiment. You know, let your fingers do goofy things. I got tuners buzzing up here.
Oh, I was like, what the heck is that?
Yeah, buzzing.
That's terrible.
I also did, sometimes you check
Take it
things.
off?
Yeah, I can do it. To see what this one here is almost on there permanently.
Oh yeah, it's screwed into your.
No, but the one
Tuning
part does
peg,
come
right?
out. There you go. Here it comes out. Little Diodaria, like these clip-on tuners, and it comes with a screw that you can replace one of the screws in the tuner and just keep it there. And you can sneak it off when you're done, and people think you're tuning by ear when you're looking at it behind your uke. So let's see if it was the tuner rattling or. So if you hear a rattle on the ukulele, check jewelry, your fingers, make the tuners might be loose, or a string back here might be loose. You can sort of pick them around. They might be
Public
moving around in the
service
saddle.
announcement.
Yeah. Or change the strings. So C5 gallop. You can mix it with the double time. Now, when doing all these strums, little sidebar before the next strum is there's a famous story of Eddie Harris, this jazz pianist. He was teaching a college course on music theory or music or something. And of course, college kids, they're like 18 to 22 or 3 or 4. They know everything at that age, right? So he asked them, what is the most important beat in music? So they're going, oh, beat 2 and 4, the back beats, this beat, that beat, see, this beat, that beat. He said, no, the most important beat in music is beat 1. So if you can't find beat 1, it's irrelevant. You can't even get into the song. So here's a good exercise to make yourself keep track of beat 1. Do any chord progression. Let's do like C, F, C, G7. Now we're going to count 4. We'll do it slow and only play a chord on beat 1. Only on beat 1. Just strum it once like this. A 1, let it ring if you want. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty easy. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, Now, usually I don't stop with students when we do this, but now only play on beat 2. Ready? Not on beat 1. Luckily, everybody's on their own, so if you mess up, nobody will know but you. So I'll count to 4, then we'll start, but only play on beat 2. I will play on beat 1 lightly, right? So you can keep track of it, but count it. Only beat 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
Wait. You're
What?
tapping the computer screen.
I'm keeping tap. I'm
They're
keeping time.
shaking now.
Ready? So only beat 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. I stopped counting, right? So you had to keep track, count yourself, right? I'll keep counting out loud. Next one, only beat 3. So 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. I don't know if it's very good. Kelly did good. Now, at home, the home version of this is get out your smartphones. Everybody sort of has one. Most of them do. You can download a metronome app somewhere. I bought one years ago from Frozen Ape. It's called iTempo. And a lot of metronomes will allow you to do this. It's set 4 beats and then accent beat 1. Because what happens is you'll lose beat 1. I'm sure everybody has. I've lost it a lot. Always find it though. So you set the click to go like a 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So when you're doing this at home and you think you're playing on beat 2, but you hear the click instead, they're real loud, so we can keep track of that beat 1. So that is the most important beat in music. Keep track of that beat 1. After a while, it becomes internalized. So now then you can do things like this. Play that same chord progression again. C, F, C, G7. So it's 4 chords. We're going to play beat 1 on the C, beat 2 on the F, back to C, beat 3, and on
right.
G7,
Let's
beat
go.
4. Ready? Is it time for my evil teacher trick?
I don't know.
Ready? I'll count it off. 1, 2, 3, 4.
No.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2.
Ooh, yeah, that got me.
Hey, look, Joel's watching here. Joel and Gary, huh? Yeah. Joel was one of my students. Check out his stuff. Does the Tommy Emmanuel style a lot. Good singer. Plays a lot. Played too much a
Joel
lot.
Keeley music,
Joel
right?
Keeley
Is your
music.
Facebook
Yep.
handle, right?
Pretty good. Yep. Was a long-time student. Gary Pantano, a neighbor now. Known him for years. Taught his son. Best guitar, sort of a setup guy. It's not even what he does for a living. Setup guy that there ever is. Yep. It's a hobby, man.
Let's try that again. That 1, 2.
It has to be ready. Let's do beat 1, beat 2, beat 3, beat 4. Now the beat 4 is going to throw you off because you got to quickly
That
get back to
throw me
1.
off. Yeah, G7.
Yep. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Beat 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. A 1, 2, 3, 4. A 1, 2, 3, 4. A 1, 2, 3, 4. See, I messed up, but I didn't stop. Everybody, Kelly did it good. Nice.
Yeah,
That's
right,
pretty
that's
cool, right? All right. Now just do beats 2 and 4. A 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3.
I thought you meant on each chord thing. Go back.
2, 3, 4. Now you can do this. You can make your accents. You can accent those beats. So let's lightly strum 1 and then accent 2 and accent 4. Like those sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, As any beat in a song, rhythmic pattern can be accented or muted. Typically, the backbeats 2 and 4, they are accented and muted. The backbeats. All right. Now, let's get to reggae. All right. Seems like all these last strums. All these last strums are based on a subdividing the beat into 4. So now reggae. Again, we got to count the 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, what reggae usually does is the 1, 2 of the 1, 2, 3, 4 combination is the thumb down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Or just on the 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, now the 3, 4 is going to be index finger or multiple fingers up. So the real chord pattern would be down on the 1, 1, 2, and then up on the 3, 4. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then stop it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Slow it down if you have to. All right, this works on any instrument, any strumming instrument. Oh, you went on, didn't you? Right now, you could do double down and up on the 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. You can do down, down, up, up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. You can skip the down and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Now, just like in our rock, heavy rock light, our contemporary rock kind of strums, we have a set of, we probably have a 4, you probably follow the 4 famous strums. You probably do those. Maybe strums 2, 3, and 4, like the down, down, up, down, up, or down, up, down, up, down, up, right? Everybody does those. You want to have the same thing here then. Is I do the down, then up, up, then I skip the down and just do the up. So then I'll repeat that for the next 2 beats. So it'll sound like this with C. Right? Now I will mute the strings on the 1, 2 of beat 2 and beat 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Right? I bailed out when I knew I was going to mess up. You know, I'm giving you all my secret tips. Yeah. Talking and playing and reading. Thinking ahead and thinking behind. Don't think behind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. You just do the 3. You do 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Any combination. Now, a couple of them will sound really weird if you just did the 2 and the 3, or, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4. Some of them might sound weird. They'll have their place. They're good for maybe an accent.
Definitely don't want to do that for like the whole song.
No, you want to variate it. You want to have variations. There's a guideline in music. A lot of things are based off of 3, even in the world, I guess. I read this in a classical composition book or jazz improv book. I forget where I read it, but it said it was written in the 4. I think Gunther Schuller said it.
I accidentally hit my uke, and I was like thinking it was like a ukulele fart.
Bass farts, they do them all the time. Bonk. You don't really have ukulele farts. Be like that.
That's what I did.
Okay. Yeah. Now, back. Rewind. Okay.
Edit that out of the live video.
Gunther Schuller said there's a guideline in music that the maximum number of times that you want to repeat something is 3 times. Right? Because the first time it's fresh and new. Second time, already heard it. Third time is, well, you're repeating yourself. You heard it already. So if you keep going, you'll lose the listener. Keep going past 3. Now you do hear it in scenarios such as this at rock concerts. I'm trying to find a pick. Guitar players will do it all the time. If you go past the 3 and you keep going a lot, you know, it could be like way past the 3, right? Lights are gone, the band's not playing. So I lost the audience. Now they're getting interested again. Because they're going to wonder how long I'm going to do it. It becomes like this virtuoso technique. It's like a contest, right? So you don't want to go too long. So 3. So the minimum is 3, the maximum is 3. So you want to change it up. So here is like, so there, that 4th time I doubled down. Like, now changing the chord could be the changing stuff. So you just don't want to do the same pattern over and over. Like, sounds like a broken record. Sounds like a broken record. Sounds like a broken record. Sounds like, all right. So let's do this. So discover your chord pattern. Mine is thumb down, double up. Nothing, double up, or single up. And for the variation, I'll double both. All right. Usually only one person in the band is doing this, but everybody can do it. So we'll do the C, F, C, G7 kind of thing. So I'll count to 4.
What are we doing this? So double the single.
I'll play it once. Now the G7, because that's the chord of tension in the song typically. The 1 is the C chord. The 4 is called a secondary dominant, the 4 chord. The tonic C again. And then the dominant chord, the G7, functioning as the 5 chord. It's restless. So there's a lot of tension in it. So the more tension we add, it heightens the resolution back to the tonic or the 1. Now this is a scenario here. Let's say we did it as C7, F7, G7. The C7 is not a dominant 7th chord. It's functioning as the tonic chord. So we can't call it tonic 7. Nobody does. The F7 is a subdominant chord. Nobody would call it F subdominant 7. Yet everybody would call the G7 a dominant 7th chord. Chords have a name and type. The name is its capital letter, and its type is major, minor 7s. Dominant is not a type, so I just call it G7. So it'd be like this. Now count slow. This is usually a slow style. A 1, 2, 3, 4.
Can't keep up.
All right, that's funny. This is funny. When you really know this stuff, one of the hardest things to do when you're doing this a lot is to focus, because you've done it all before. So I was thinking, man, this is good. I should mention this to everybody, that this is really the strumming sort of pattern that you do, and you're hitting the top of the instrument. This is the Over the Rainbow by Iz, you know. So it's just done really quick, you know. It's the reggae style done.
Yeah.
It's not right. It's like right. So it's a reggae style. Hawaiian, they call it Hawaiian style, right? So again, back slow. A 1, 2, 3, 4.
I think your thumb's doing something.
It is.
It's not.
It's
No. On the other one though.
I'm muting the strings here sometimes. Getting a little percussive thing going here. Again, I thought of something else too. I saw got an email, a newsletter from some site, and they're listing some stuff to do for chords. And what did they say? Here's a Another way of playing, what they said, here's a better way of playing a G chord. I said, it's not a better way. There's no better or bad way. There's efficient and inefficient, and there's alternate ways. They were talking about like pinky G. It's not better. In fact, it's harder than this. It's just for some situations about super fast. Right? So think of alternate fingerings, different variations on strums, just as variations. Alternate fingerings, not efficiency comes into play of where you play the notes behind the chords and stuff like that. So again, you can add little melody licks in. Melody will trump any kind of harmony and rhythm that you want to do. Some stings. All right, it's really cool. Now, ska. On to ska. Just speed your reggae up a million miles an hour. There's a lot of different skas. The one we're mostly familiar with, it originated in Jamaica. It's a really up-tempo thing. We're really familiar with the way it was performed with a lot of the British sort of punk bands with the ska they did. It was really fast. And all these styles have distinctly different pieces that each instrument would do. Like the guitar and ukulele would have their component of that style. The bass would have a different component. Like in reggae, the bass is very melodic, walking bass line and very melodic. Completely different than this. The drummer, he will accent B3. That really gives it the accent. So it's not our job on ukulele to accent B3. Drummers will get it, Singers, they're singing the melody and lyrics, right?
Oh, wait, hold on. Janet. Yeah, Janet. We have all the videos posted from the first, second, and like the weeks prior that we did on YouTube. Yeah. So if you go to our YouTube channel, Funky Frets, you can catch up on all the
you can review these again.
Levels, yeah.
If you're in for some sustained pain, just review these videos again over and over.
But even if if you feel like this is over your head, you still listen in and maybe it'll click in a few months.
Yep. Yeah. What you're getting with the 1 hour workshop kind of format here is, I would tell people in a live workshop, you're going to be getting months and months worth of information. Most of the work you would do at home, I'm giving you a lot of information. If we focus just on like 1 or 2 strums in a whole hour, you would probably maybe master it and get pretty good at it in the workshop. But geez, you're missing out on a lot. Most of the work all is at home. So ska. A lot of what ska is just the upbeat part of the reggae. Like boom. Now, what you have to do is, and I sort of deduced and figured out why, if you see ska bands, especially them British punk ones, that the guitar player is strumming up all the time, and he's jumping up like because the drums are basically on the boom, 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 right? So I figured, why the heck are they jumping up and down? They're trying to keep track of the downbeat because they're not playing on the downbeat, but they got to keep track of it. So if I did not tell you where the downbeat is for this next thing we're going to do, I'm going to do C5 because it's just a cool chord, right?
Yeah, I like that chord, yeah.
Here, I'm going to do the strum without signifying where the beat is. Like it's like, whoa, wait a second, what is that? You will be sucked into that as the downbeat. You'll tap your foot on it. You'd have to really fight saying that. I know this is like he's doing ska and he's only doing the upbeat, but you'll feel that as the downbeat. So what I do is I bang my foot really hard, like I'm gonna shake everything. 1, 2, 3, I'll do like boom, boom. Now, I've never done a ska song
in real life.
Yeah, never. Not in jam sessions or nothing, or even in any bands. There's some bands that do it. You don't have to do it, but just think of it as reggae, really fast.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really.
Yeah.
Maybe do like as like an intro thing, maybe. But then,
Yeah, a lot of they say when I sort of my training, my background, I studied for years and years as like a jazz guitarist kind of thing, and music theory, teaching, composition, all kinds of stuff. Like I have more information that's a good that a musician needs to know. And in the jazz world, it's an up-tempo gig. Most of the songs, unless they're playing a ballad, it's a really up-tempo gig. Now, in the ukulele world, everybody playing, it's a nice social instrument. The songs are really not that fast. Most of them are really slow, medium tempos. Nothing's really ever fast, you know.
or it's not played.
I get yelled at
Right
at,
tempo, right?
at our meetup group sometimes. I'll count off a song and start it, and we'll have to stop the song. They'll stop me because it's just too fast. We go too fast,
Yeah.
right? So a lot of stuff. So ska's a really up tempo fast thing. Reggae, you know, a lot of people we do like the Bob Marley, some of his songs. You know, One Little Bird. You know, Little Bird. What do they call it? One Little
Yellowbird? Yeah.
No, that's Yellowbird. Caribbean calypso. That's sort of
I don't
reggae will work on the
like
calypso
Jamaica
stuff.
Farewell. Like that?
No, there's a one little bird, right? Isn't there?
One little bird?
Yeah,
I
grab
have
the
no idea
yellow
what you're
book.
talking
Grab the yellow book. It is a Bob Marley song.
about. We need Betsy in the chat to verify our song.
Somebody verify what I'm saying.
Oh, good.
Oh, we got it right here. Look at that. One little, yeah, it's a Bob Marley song. A lot of people will do. It's in the yellow book. That strum will work good on it. Some people can strum it where you do ooh. Over the rainbow.
Is that the name of the song? One Little Bird?
Three little birds. Three little
Thank
birds.
you. Jeez, I was like, what the heck is he talking about?
Three little birds.
My goodness.
Right?
Who answered that one? I can't see.
Now you do like most people, you're scrolling through the whole book when they have a thing called table of contents.
But it's in alphabetical order. So.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, but some songs are longer. So
Three Little Birds.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
C, F, and G.
Yeah.
Don't
worry, right?
Oh, about a thing.
Like,
It's gonna be alright.
every day, don't worry. They're sing along with me. As everybody knows, not really a singer, you know. But it's just C, F, and G, you know.
Yeah.
So that's be a good one for the.
If you don't know about this book,
Yeah,
it's an amazing book.
Yep.
356 songs of
That's 365.
65. Sorry.
The number of days in the year. The blue book has 66. The leap year edition. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm credited in the blue book for helping Jim answer one question on a song.
Well, that was nice.
Yeah, it's very good. Yeah, it's very good. So the reggae is a lot of stuff on it. You can do that over the
Yes. Great.
what's that 21 Pilots song?
Oh my God, I'm not gonna know. I didn't even know. That Elvis song.
So back to the jazz thing. There's some songs that you do in the jazz repertoire that you have to know to be able to play it as a ballad, a bossa nova, or a swing. It's the same melody, the same chords, might be slightly different, right? So some songs you can change the styles of it if you want in the ukulele world. You know, brighten them up a little bit, but turn them into a ballad. That's right. Same thing, right? I mean, we got like all these. Everybody's surrounded by electronic devices at home. Everybody ate all their food. Somebody said on Twitter the other day, they went out, bought my snacks, bought my food for 2 weeks. Day 2,
ate it all.
I ran out to get some Reese's Cup. I went.
Yeah, snacks.
Ate all the snacks. Got all this food left. People are eating too much. So I saw this sign somebody posted on Twitter that they taped inside of the refrigerator. And when they opened the refrigerator, the sign said, "You're not hungry, you're just bored. Shut the damn door." So leave yourself a note.
Yeah.
Do not keep going to the fridge when you're locked
I've
in.
been doing it, yeah. String cheeses were flowing through quicker than anything. Any questions?
It just worked.
Anybody have any questions?
Oh, somebody said we had the book. That was
quiet day. Yeah.
Yeah, we had that book. A lot of people. That's sort of like the Bible for the
Yeah, the
meetup
yellow
groups.
book.
Everybody in the jazz world and outside the standards and stuff like that, they have the real books. Originally, the real book, it was a illegal fake book sold out of the back of cars or under the counter of music stores. It was written by, I say, some students and teachers at Berkeley College of Music, because one teacher would walk around and hear the rehearsal rooms, and every ensemble was playing the same songs, but they're all doing different chords, different harmonization of the songs. They usually get the melody right because that's pretty set. It doesn't change, but they're just doing the harmonization, the chords wrong. So they started to create lead sheets of the chords from particular recordings. The original real book, the illegal one, the bottom of every page lists the recording and the artist that the lead sheet came from. So you can reference back. And a lot of mistakes in it. There's a whole section in the front of the book that would have 4 or 5 pages of changes and alterations to the chords and stuff in the song, but nobody would do those. You'd still play the wrong changes in the book. One big one I remember was Desafinada. They repeated 4 measures by accident when they copied it down. And in the front of the book it said, delete these 4 measures, but nobody did it. Unless you had a really good teacher that went through the book and fixed all the chords originally, and that's what Chuck Anderson
it's like
did
reading
for
the
me.
directions. Nobody reads the
Yeah,
directions.
throw them out first. You read them if you can't put it together. Now, some styles it's not a strum, but it is a style. Is that bossa nova review? Just all 4 fingers. So that's like the classical style, P-I-M-A. Just playing all the strings together. As a percussive, you want to hit the strings too, like.
Oh, hit them on the down.
So if you're plugged in, you'll get this little on beats 2 and 4.
You see that a lot on guitar.
What?
On guitar, like guitar players do that a lot. The tap of the. You don't see it too much in music.
Think of yourself now as you're not ukulele players. You're a musician. His main instrument is the ukulele. If somebody asks you what you do, you don't say I'm a ukulele player. Say I'm a musician and I play the ukulele. Right? My main instrument is the ukulele.
I don't know if I have that title yet. I'll just say I have a ukulele.
That's pretty much my main instrument is ukulele now.
Poor guitars, like the Toy Story movie, Woody thrown in the corner of the.
Yeah, this is the Buzz Lightyear of the my instrument house. He's the new guy on the block, thinks he can fly and save the world, right? And Woody, my guitar, is sitting in the corner.
Sad.
Yeah,
Neglected.
Sad, I did break out one of my guitars that I've had for like 35 years. The other day for guitar lessons on virtual at home, I didn't have the guitar, and it was in tune and everything. It was a good guitar. In fact, one year I hadn't played it for like 3 or 4 years, and I used to take it to the Philly Folk Festival to jam at night and stuff like that. And when a couple of years after one of the festivals, I opened it up and looked at it, and here's like grass clippings from when they mowed the grass at the festivals inside the case. It's like, check on your instruments every once in a while. Some of you people that have multi-tune, they're like kids, weed them out and come and get some new ones at Funky Frets. Or just have one and play the heck out of it. This is mine here, as you see. It has a lot of love and care.
Yeah. That's what you should do. Since everyone's at home, now's the time to care for your instruments, and you should do a workshop on how to change your strings.
Yeah. Now ukulele, I get people to come in. Give me a couple minutes. A lot of times we talk ourselves out of a sale at the store and stuff because they'll want, I should change my ukulele strings. I'll check it. If there's no nicks and dings anywhere, you run your fingers along the string. If it feels good, no nicks and dings, it's still playing in tune, there's no need to change them. These are high tension fishing line. The same gauges, I have it on my website somewhere with ukulele strings. You can get the fluorocarbon premium quality fishing line, and it lists the tension, the test that you need in pounds for the different strings. If they can pull in a marlin, they're not going to break down.
Yeah.
Right?
We have Janet. We do sell the daily ukulele book. If you're local, you can do curbside pickup right now. Or
we have takeout at the music store.
Yeah, we're doing curbside pickup. Or we can ship it. I don't know what that book would cost to ship.
Yeah, well, we can ship
figure it
it
out.
medium mail, and it would take
yeah,
a little bit
that's
longer to
cheaper.
get there, and it's
But
really
it's
cheap.
cheaper, yeah.
Yeah.
And then T-hex.
Yeah.
Do you use a strap on your uke?
Yeah, I do on this one. Yep.
Yeah.
Came without a button. We put the buttons on for free at the music store. You buy a uke from us. Put the strap here because it supports the instrument better versus here. Lanakai come like that though.
I have a Lanakai.
Now that's a little weird. They put it there though because of the cutaway.
It's weird,
yeah. Normally
That's
they put
stock.
it there if it's a manufactured instrument, so you can flip it left or right if you had to. But yeah, and this one had a pickup in it, so it came with that one in there. But we put them in. It does help you support.
Even if you're sitting, because
Yeah.
sometimes they can slide.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
You
But
don't want to support the ukulele.
or if you don't have a strap, you just use your.
Yeah.
Which
You can make straps. One of our friends, ukulele for Jack Kohler, he has ties. He takes his old ties from the
men's ties
men's
and
ties
makes straps. Yeah.
years ago. He used to get them for like gifts and stuff that nobody uses nowadays. But it allows you to let go. Now, usually mine's not this high. I usually have it at a comfortable place right here, like this. But with the videos, you can't really see it.
Yeah. Yeah, we can put. I mean, I don't know where if you're local to here, we can definitely install a strap button for you. Or most music stores can do it for you if they do repairs on any instruments. So yeah. All right. Join us again next
Yeah,
Saturday.
we'll do something different because that's the end of the strum stuff and finger picking. We'll come up with something.
Or send us your
improv, solos, blues scale.
Oh, and next weekend, Sunday, was normally our jam and our beginner workshop.
Yeah.
So we're still going to do our virtual beginning workshop, getting started. It'll be basic chords, basic strumming, how to hold your uke, everything from start to not finish, but it'll go over all the basics. Can you do it? Yeah, that's what we were just talking about. Oh, okay. He changed his name. Tim, yes. Yeah, we can definitely do it.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do it online. Maybe we'll have a hodgepodge of stuff next week. We'll announce what we'll do. We'll do that. We have some ukes here.
Yeah, we can change strings.
Yeah, we got strings here and everything. Yeah.
Polish the
I don't know the
fretboards
tools here,
up
but I'll
and-
pick them up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. All right, everyone. Remember, as my son would say, like, subscribe,
Yep.
comment below.
Hit the bell, notify.
Yeah, hit the bell to be
Notification.
notified of our new videos.
Visit the websites, funkyfrets.com, learningukulele.com.
Yep, and you have a good day. Happy Easter. I will. See you, Tim.
Oh, we got to close this other one. A lot of people